All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Abhishek Mukhopadhyay and with me is Subhadra Ramachandran. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls upon students to discover new and innovative solutions to make local products global. Expert committee recommends Bharat Biotech's co-vaccine and Serum Institute of India's Covishield for emergency use in the country. Nationwide dry run for COVID-19 vaccination conducted successfully. Prime Minister Modi rated most popular leader in the world. Denmark's Oscar nominee, another round to be the opening movie at the 51st International Film Festival of India in Goa. And Himachal government launches operation to evacuate 500 tourists stranded in Manali due to heavy snowfall. As the nation fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin with a message of precaution to stay safe and protected by following these three simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has called upon students to discover new and innovative solutions to make local products global. Addressing the students and faculty of IIM Sambalpur, Odisha, he said, IIMs can work as a bridge between local products and international collaboration for Atmanirbhar Bharat. Mr. Modi said the vast talent pool of the IIMs, both within and outside the country, can help realize the goals of globalizing brand India.
लोकल को ग्लोबल बनाने के लिए आप सभी आईआईएम के युवा साथियों को नए और इनोवेटिव समाधान तलाशने हैं। मुझे विश्वास है हमारे आईआईएम्स आत्मनिर्भरता के देश के मिशन में स्थानीय उत्पादों और अंतर्राष्ट्रीय कोलैबोरेशन के बीच ब्रिज का काम कर सकते हैं। साल 2014 तक हमारे यहाँ 13 आईआईएम थे, अब 20 आईआईएम है। इतना बड़ा टैलेंट पूल आत्मनिर्भर भारत अभियान को बहुत विस्तार दे सकता है।
Mr. Modi said today's startups are the multinational companies of tomorrow. Prime Minister yesterday laid the foundation stone of the permanent campus of IIM Sambalpur via video conferencing.
IIM कैंपस के शिलान्यास के साथ ही ओडिशा के युवा सामर्थ्य को मजबूती देने वाली एक नवीन शिला भी रखी गई। आईआईएम संबलपुर का परमानेंट कैंपस ओडिशा की महान संस्कृति और संसाधनों की पहचान के साथ ओडिशा को मैनेजमेंट की दुनिया में नई पहचान दिलाने वाला है।
Prime Minister said that the real task of the management is not just to manage the institutions but also to improve the lives of the people. Mr. Modi said those who are left behind in the race of development must also be included in the journey towards growth. In yet another matter of pride for India, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been rated as the most popular head of state by an American research firm. According to research firm Morning Consult, over 75% people approved Mr. Modi, while 20% disapproved, putting his net approval rating at 55%. This is higher than any other world leader. The survey was conducted by the American firm in 13 countries, including the US, Japan and Brazil. Home Minister Amit Shah has hailed Prime Minister for the global praise he is receiving in the backdrop of the COVID-19 fight that Mr. Modi led in India. Mr. Shah said entire world is praising Mr. Modi for the way he is handling COVID-19 global pandemic, taking care of Indians and helping the world community in such challenging times. BJP President JP Nadda said the latest rating is a testimony of the Prime Minister's able leadership and hard work and is a thing of pride for all citizens of the country. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar also congratulated the Prime Minister and said that it is a matter of pride for the country.
देश की विकास की उनकी एक निश्चित विजन है और उसके लिए वो कार्यक्रम बनाते हैं और सफल करते हैं। देश प्रथम यही उनकी धारणा है। देश के लिए सब कुछ और देश ही सब कुछ। इस धारणा से जो काम करते हैं, सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास, आत्मनिर्भर भारत की दृष्टि रखते हैं, उसको लेकर आगे बढ़ना चाहते हैं। मेड इन इंडिया, मेड फॉर द वर्ल्ड, ये नारा लेकर आगे बढ़ते हैं। दुनिया में भारत का स्थान भी बढ़ गया, दबदबा भी बढ़ गया।
Meanwhile, Prime Minister shared a poem written by him along with a video. The poem is titled Abhi to Suraj Uga Hai, The Sun Has Just Risen. Let's listen to the poem.
आसमां में सर उठाकर घने बादलों को चीरकर रोशनी का संकल्प ले, अभी तो सूरज उगा है। दृढ़ निश्चय के साथ चलकर हर मुश्किल को पार कर घोर अंधेरे को मिटाने अभी तो सूरज उगा है। विश्वास की लौ जलाकर विकास का दीपक लेकर सपनों को साकार करने अभी तो सूरज उगा है। न अपना न पराया, न मेरा न तेरा, सबका तेज बनकर अभी तो सूरज उगा है। आग को समेटते, प्रकाश को बिखेरता, चलता और चलाता अभी तो सूरज उगा है।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will deliver the inaugural address at the National Meteorology Conclave tomorrow through video conferencing. He will also dedicate National Atomic Timescale and Bharatiya Nirdeshak Dravya to the nation and lay the foundation stone of the National Environmental Standards Laboratory. Union Minister Dr. Harshvardhan will also be present on the occasion. The National Atomic Timescale generates Indian Standard Time with an accuracy of 2.8 nanosecond. Bharatiya Nirdeshak Dravya is supporting testing and calibration of laboratories for quality assurance at par with international standards. The National Environmental Standards Laboratory will aid self-reliance in the certification of ambient air and industrial emission monitoring equipment. National Meteorology Conclave 2021 is being organized by the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, National Physical Laboratory CSIR NPL, New Delhi, which is entering into its 75th year of inception. The theme of the conclave is Meteorology for the Inclusive Growth of the Nation. Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid tributes to Mannathu Padmanabhan on his birth anniversary yesterday. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said that generations to come will be grateful to Mannathu Padmanabhan for his pioneering contribution towards community service, social justice and cultural regeneration. His life was fully devoted to the betterment of others. Home Minister Amit Shah has also remembered the iconic social reformer Bharata Kesari Mannathu Padmanabhan on his Jayanti, stating that he fought for social equality and revived the old concept of village societies. His pioneering role in India's freedom struggle and welfare of the downtrodden will continue to guide us. Mannathu Padmanabhan, a social reformer and freedom fighter, lived from January 2, 1878 till February 25, 1970. On October 31, 1914, he founded the Nair Service Society. He received the Padma Bhushan Award in 1966.
The Subject Expert Committee of Central Drugs Standard Control Organization (CDSCO) has made recommendations for the consideration and final decision of the Drugs Controller General of India on use of COVID-19 vaccine. It is recommended to grant of permission for restricted emergency use of vaccine subject to multiple regulatory conditionalities to Serum Institute of India, Pune. The company has collaborated with Oxford University and pharmaceutical company AstraZeneca for making the vaccine Covishield. The Subject Expert Committee of CDSCO has recommended to grant permission for restricted use in emergency situation in public interest as an abundant precaution in clinical trial mode, especially in the context of infection by mutant strains to Bharat Biotech International Limited, Hyderabad. Covaxin is the first made-in-India vaccine developed by Bharat Biotech in collaboration with the Indian Council of Medical Research and National Institute of Virology. The DCGI will take a final call on approving of the vaccine. It is scheduled to brief the media today at 11 a.m. The Subject Expert Committee of CDSCO has recommended to grant permission for conduct of Phase 3 clinical trial protocol to Cadila Healthcare Limited, Ahmedabad. Gujarat government is gearing up for COVID vaccination in the state. More from an Ahmedabad correspondent.
Deputy Chief Minister of Gujarat Nitin Patel has said that the state administration is fully equipped to start the vaccination at any time. He said that Gujarat will get the stock of COVID-19 vaccine within 3-4 days from the center. He said that the list of the first phase of beneficiaries are ready and the cost of vaccination will be borne by the state government. Mr. Patel said that in the first phase, health workers, frontline corona warriors, the people above the age of 50 years and the people below the age of 50 years with comorbidity will get the COVID-19 vaccine. Meanwhile, 4 cases of highly contagious mutant strain of COVID-19 reported in Gujarat. All 4 patients returned from the United Kingdom have been admitted in the SVP Hospital of Ahmedabad after confirmation from National Institute of Virology, NIV, Pune. Yogesh Pandya, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
In Maharashtra, the dry run for COVID vaccination was successfully conducted in 4 districts of Pune, Nagpur, Jalna and Nandurbar. Dry run of vaccination was conducted at 3 places in each district of Maharashtra. We have more from our Mumbai correspondent.
Mock vaccination of 25 beneficiaries were done, after which their information was verified on the CoWIN app. Crowd management, personal interaction with the beneficiaries, helping the health worker, telling the beneficiaries to wait for 30 minutes after vaccination, etc. were practiced under the supervision of 3 to 4 senior government officials. Hand washing arrangements and sanitizer were made available while conducting the sessions. The rules of wearing masks and maintaining proper social distance were enforced. Medications for the treatment of side effects of the vaccine were also placed at all sessions. Deopriya Bhattacharjee, AIR News, Mumbai.
India continues to scale several peaks in its fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. As the country readies for the COVID-19 vaccine rollout, the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has been proactively involved in the preparations for this rollout over the past couple of months to ensure that the preparations are on track in close collaboration with the states, UTs and other stakeholders. In a massive nationwide exercise yesterday, an end-to-end mock drill on a vaccine administration was conducted in all states and UTs at 286 session sites spread across 125 districts. Each district conducted the dry run at 3 sites or more, which included a public health facility, district hospital or medical college, private health facility and rural or urban outreach sites. All the state and district officials were trained on the operational guidelines and for conducting the dry run. This dry run was aimed at testing the laid-out mechanisms for COVID-19 vaccination rollout in the health system and to assess the operational feasibility of using CoWIN application in field environment for planning, implementation and reporting at the block, district and state level.
In Uttar Pradesh, preparations for COVID-19 vaccination are in full swing. A dry run of vaccination was conducted in 6 districts yesterday. Meanwhile, the recovery rate is improved to 96.6% in the state. More from a Lucknow correspondent.
Expressing satisfaction over the 96.6% recovery rate of COVID-19 in the state, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has instructed to keep the system of prevention and treatment of COVID-19 completely intact. In wake of the new strain of corona, he instructed to be extra vigilant. He said that even a little carelessness in this regard could cause a big damage. Meanwhile, the number of COVID-19 cases detected per day have come below 1,000. During the last 24 hours, more than 1,190 patients got cured. Presently, there are only 13,316 active cases in the state. Chief Minister has yesterday announced that vaccine for coronavirus will be available to the people in the state around the festival of Makar Sankranti. He also said that the dry run of the vaccination will be held across the state on January 5th. MS Yadav, AIR News, Lucknow.
Madhya Pradesh continues to report more recoveries than positive cases. So far, more than 230,000 patients have recovered from COVID infection in the state. Around 26,000 tests were carried out in the state yesterday, out of which 731 new positive cases were reported. More from a Bhopal correspondent.
According to Health Bulletin of a State Department, 855 patients recovered yesterday. The number of new cases remained below 10 in 33 districts of the state. Maximum COVID positive case continues to register at Indore, followed by Bhopal. Rewa district reports 27 new positive cases, With 9 patients succumbing to the infection, the death toll rose to 3,627. Meanwhile, vaccine rehearsal undertaken on 75 persons adhering to protocol on Saturday. Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan has congratulated all concerned on the successful completion of the dry run. Chief Minister has said that we are moving at a fast pace towards complete control over corona pandemic under the able leadership of our Prime Minister. Pooja Pivardhan, AIR News, Bhopal.
India has crossed yet another significant milestone in its fight against COVID as the active caseload in the country yesterday further decreased to 2.43%. With continuous decline in the number of active corona cases, the active cases in the country witnessed a decline of nearly 4,000 cases in the past 24 hours to stand at around 250,000. The national cumulative recovery rate has also further improved to 96.12% with a recovery of over 99 lakh people so far. Over 22,900 people recovered in the last 24 hours. In the same period, number of new daily cases remained below 20,000, with nearly 19,000 fresh cases having been reported. 224 case fatalities were reported in the same time period. The News Services Division brings glimpses of the year that was in our special series Year Ender 2020. COVID-19 pandemic has been the biggest story of the year, and India has seen the fight back against the COVID-19 pandemic under the dynamic leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. A report from our correspondent on the initiatives taken by the government for promoting the Fit India and Halo India movement in the country.
Fit India and Khelo India have become a national movement today which carried the people of the country on a path of fitness and wellness. These initiatives have provided a unique platform for building a necessary ecosystem for making a healthier India. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi has urged the people to make fitness their lifestyle by adopting the mantra "Fitness की डोज आधा घंटा रोज."
इस मंत्र में सभी का स्वास्थ्य, सभी का सुख छिपा हुआ है। फिर चाहे योग हो या बैडमिंटन हो, टेनिस हो या फुटबॉल हो, कराटे हो या कबड्डी, जो भी आपको पसंद आए, कम से कम 30 मिनट रोज कीजिए। साथियों, आज दुनिया भर में फिटनेस को लेकर जागरूकता है।
It is said that fitness not only changes your body, it changes your mind, your attitude and your mood. With these objectives, Fit India movement was launched in 2019 and within a year this has turned into a people's movement. Fit India and Khelo India initiatives have created awareness and enthusiasm about health and fitness across the country. These initiatives have proved their relevance during the COVID-19 period when people adopted a healthy lifestyle and strongly fought against the coronavirus. Bhupendra Singh, AIR News, Delhi.
Talking to AIR News, Kargil war veteran and India's first blade runner, Major D.P. Singh, said that fitness should be an integral part of everyone's life.
Fit India movement is a very important movement launched by Government of India because Prime Minister साहब ने खुद अपने एग्जाम्पल को सेट करते हुए दिखाया. I am sure this is going to help out each one of us. There are various hidden jewels जो कि स्पोर्ट्स में बहुत अव्वल कर सकते हैं. तो आई एम श्योर खेलो इंडिया और फिट इंडिया का जो अमेलगमेशन हो रहा है, इससे ना सिर्फ फिटनेस और हेल्थ फैल रही है, बल्कि यंग ब्लड जिसमें वो जज्बा है, जुनून है देश के लिए कुछ करने का, उसको यूज करके देश के लिए मेडल जीतने की जो एक प्रवृत्ति है, जो एक तरीका है, वो फुलफिल होगा और सक्सेस हमारे को मिलेगी.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls upon students to discover new and innovative solutions to make local products global. Expert committee recommends Bharat Biotech's Covaxin and Serum Institute of India's Covishield for emergency use in the country. Nationwide dry run for COVID-19 vaccination conducted successfully. Prime Minister Modi rated most popular leader in the world. Denmark's Oscar nominee, another round to be the opening movie at the 51st International Film Festival of India in Goa. And Himachal government launches operation to evacuate 500 tourists stranded in Manali due to heavy snowfall. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
Welcome back. 51st International Film Festival of India IFFI will open on the 16th of January with the Indian premiere of the movie Another Round by Thomas Vinterberg. The movie is starring Cannes Best Actor Award winner Mads Mikkelsen is among a star-studded lineup of movies being showcased at IFFI. The movie is also Denmark's official entry to the Oscars. The festival will also witness the world premiere of Mehrusnisa. The film by Sandeep Kumar will premiere mid-fest. The festival will close on 24th January with the Indian premiere of the historical drama Wife of a Spy by Kiyoshi Kurosawa. 51st IFFI has been organized from 16 to 24th January in Goa. This edition has been organized in a hybrid mode for the first time and will comprise of both online and in-person experience. The festival will be loaded with a lineup of famous movies with a total of 224 films from across the globe. This includes 21 non-feature films and 26 feature films under the Indian Panorama section. Media registration for the festival has opened recently and is available till 10th of January.
Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat visited forward air bases in Arunachal Pradesh yesterday and interacted with soldiers of the Army, Indo-Tibetan Border Police and Special Frontier Force deployed there. He also visited forward-most air maintained posts in Dibang Valley and Lohit sector of Arunachal Pradesh. General Rawat has completed 1 year as Chief of Defence Staff. Complimenting the soldiers for the innovative measures adopted to maintain effective surveillance and enhanced operational readiness, he said that only Indian soldiers could remain vigilant under such challenging situations and they are ever willing to go well beyond the call of duty to safeguard the borders. General Rawat said nothing can deter the Indian Armed Forces on remaining steadfast in their call for duty.
Former Union Minister Bhuta Singh passed away at All India Institute of Medical Sciences in New Delhi yesterday. He was 86. The senior leader was in a coma since October last year after he suffered a brain hemorrhage. Mr. Singh was elected to the Lok Sabha 8 times. He served as Union Home Minister, Minister for Agriculture, Parliamentary Affairs, Civil Supplies, Housing, Shipping, Transport and Sports. He also served as the Governor of Bihar and Chairman of the National Commission for Scheduled Castes. President, Vice President and Prime Minister have expressed grief on his demise. Himachal government has launched a rescue operation to evacuate more than 500 tourists who have been stranded at the road between South Portal of Atal Tunnel and Solang Nala in Manali following heavy rainfall. Manali SDM Raman Gharsangi said that efforts are being made to restore vehicular traffic and rescue stranded people. He said rescue teams reach Dhundi around 8 p.m. More than 20 rescue vehicles with rescue teams have been pressed into service to provide facilities to stranded people. Taxis and one 48-seater bus have also been moved to Kulang so that evacuated persons could be shifted, he said. Meanwhile, Met Department issued warning for heavy snowfall in Himachal Pradesh. Shimla Met Office has forecast rainfall in plains and low hills and rain and snowfall in mid and high hills till Tuesday. India has started export of moringa powder in view of its rising global demand. 2 tons of organic certified moringa powder were sent to the United States in December 2020. In India, moringa, also known as drumsticks or sehajan, has been used for centuries due to its medicinal properties and health benefits in various forms. More on the plant from our correspondent.
The moringa is a fast-growing softwood tree indigenous to sub-Himalayan tracts of northern India. It even grows in conditions of prolonged drought and is a reliable source of nutrition. Several researchers conclude that moringa seeds are a promising resource for food and non-food applications. The leaves are rich in protein, minerals, beta-carotene and antioxidant compounds and are used not only for human and animal nutrition but also in traditional medicine. It is rich in antioxidants which reduces damage associated with aging and cancer. Given its myriad benefits, it is no wonder that the moringa is fast gaining global recognition as a super crop. This is Anubha Rohatgi, All India Radio.
News just in, more than 300 tourists have been rescued from Dhundi and South Portal of Atal Tunnel in Manali, Himachal Pradesh. Lahore and Kulu police carried out rescue operations. Rescue operation was launched to evacuate more than 500 tourists stranded at the road between South Portal of Atal Tunnel and Solang Nala in Manali following heavy rainfall.
UN nuclear watchdog International Atomic Energy Agency IAEA has revealed that Iran plans to enrich uranium to up to 20% purity at Fordow Fuel Enrichment Plant. It would take Iran's nuclear enrichment program to pre-2015 levels when it entered the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action JCPOA with the P5+1 countries. Iran was prohibited enrichment at the Fordo facility until 2031. It also committed to converting the underground facility into a nuclear physics and technology center.
Former India captain Sourav Ganguly, who also heads the country's cricket board BCCI, is stable after he underwent angioplasty in Kolkata following chest pain. Ganguly was rushed to hospital after he complained of chest discomfort while exercising on a treadmill at his home gym. The test showed he had suffered a mild heart attack and the popular former cricketer had blockages in 3 coronary arteries. One of India's most successful captains, Ganguly, who hails from the state of West Bengal, took over as the BCCI president in 2019.
In Jammu and Kashmir, weathermen has predicted moderate snowfall across Kashmir division and heavy snowfall in higher reaches of Jammu division from tomorrow. Met Department has said that the night temperature will rise in the Union territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh in the coming days. Director Met Department Sonam Lotus has said that there is the possibility of moderate snowfall across Kashmir division on Monday and Tuesday. He added that the higher reaches, especially in Pir Panjal and Chenab Valley, would experience heavy snowfall during that time. He said that in Jammu, the wet spell would begin from today and would persist till January 5. The director further said that present foggy mornings will also come to an end from today morning in Jammu region. He also appealed people not to venture out in hilly areas during the period to avoid any untoward incident. Besides, he said that the Jammu-Srinagar National Highway may also be closed after fresh snowfall, and those scheduled to travel to and from Srinagar should confirm the situation of the road before travelling.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital will have generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. The temperature will vary between 9 and 19 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have partly cloudy sky. Temperature will vary between 23 and 32 degrees Celsius. Chennai is expected to have generally cloudy sky with light rain. The temperature will hover between 24 and 28 degrees Celsius. Kolkata witnessed fog in the morning and will have mainly clear sky later. The city observed a minimum temperature of 14 degrees Celsius, while the maximum temperature could reach 26 degrees. Srinagar is likely to experience rain or snow. Temperature will hover between 0 degrees Celsius and 6 degrees. In Jammu, the minimum temperature was 7 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 15 degrees. The city will likely to have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Leh will have generally cloudy sky. The minimum temperature was minus 16 degrees Celsius, while the maximum is expected to be minus 3 degrees. Gilgit will have partly cloudy sky. The temperature will hover between minus 6 degrees to 8 degrees Celsius. Muzaffarabad will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. The temperature will move between 2 to 14 degrees Celsius. Chandigarh will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The temperature is likely to hover between 6 and 17 degrees Celsius. In Hyderabad, the minimum temperature was 17 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be 27 degrees. The city witnessed fog in the morning and is expected to have partly cloudy sky later. Ahmedabad will have partly cloudy sky, and Guwahati witnessed fog in the early morning. The minimum temperature was 10 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be 25 degrees.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. The dry run of the COVID-19 vaccine for a massive inoculation drive is a story that dominates headlines in most of the dailies this morning. India conducts COVID vaccination drill, leads a statesman. Expert panel gives nod to Covaxin for restricted use, writes the Hindustan Times. In some positive news, the Pioneer informs the Delhi's daily COVID count lowest in over 7 months. The Sunday Express quotes Prime Minister Narendra Modi as saying, time to build MNCs, spread India influence in the world. While the business line quoting him writes, innovation, integrity, inclusion will help build Atmanirbhar Bharat. U.S. Congress slammed China's LAC hostility, reports the Sunday Times. Mumbai attack mastermind Lakhvi arrested in Pakistan, leads the Sunday Tribune. The Asian Age report, Sourav Ganguly's angioplasty after a mild heart attack. And finally, the Hindu under the caption, Thanking the Saviors carries a photograph of a helicopter showering flower petal on doctors and healthcare personnel of ESI Hospital in Coimbatore. The flower tribute was a part of the Coimbatore Vira celebrations.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls upon students to discover new and innovative solutions to make local products global. Expert committee recommends Bharat Biotech's Co-Vaccine and Serum Institute of India's Covishield for emergency use in the country. Nationwide dry run for COVID-19 vaccination conducted successfully. Prime Minister Modi rated most popular leader in the world. Denmark's Oscar nominee, Another Round, to be the opening movie at the 51st International Film Festival of India in Goa. And more than 300 tourists stranded following heavy snowfall evacuated from Manali in Himachal Pradesh. And for details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.